everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina and today I'm going to be doing a favorites video. Now here lately I haven't been doing favorites videos monthly. I used to do those back when I first started my channel, but I have found that I really don't accumulate my favorites that quickly. My favorites kind of stretch over some time. So I'll probably be doing favorites videos intermittently. Intermittently. I'll be doing my favorites videos probably every 3 months or so, or whenever I feel like I have enough favorites. Today's video is going to be my January to March beauty favorites and skincare favorites. Now before I jump into what my favorites have been here lately, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button because I do upload every single day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, except for today because I already know this is going to be going up late because I've been staying up really late playing video games. So I got a late start today, but typically my videos do go up at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of my videos if these are interesting to you. I do Project Panning, Shop My Stash, and miscellaneous Harry Potter videos on this channel, and if any of those sound interesting, definitely make sure to hit that button. And now let's just hop into my favorites. So I'm going to be separating these into two parts just because I have skincare and makeup favorites. So I'm going to start with my skincare. I'm going to get the weird one out of the way first because, well, it's skincare to me, but it's kind of just a weird one, and that's these guys. These are the Tinkle, which I think is the weirdest name for facial razors ever, but these are the Tinkle facial razors. Now I do shave my face in some areas. I do get a frog in my throat apparently. I do get really bad peach fuzz on my jawline, and I've had it for a really long time. I've been waxing and shaving that area of my face for years, and no, it hasn't grown back in any fuller or any thicker than it was originally. That is a myth, you guys. Unless you have an underlying health issue, then it could happen, but for me it's never changed or altered the peach fuzz on my face. I just don't personally like it. I think it looks better when I don't have peach fuzz, so I do use these little facial razors about once a week. My body hair doesn't grow very fast. I also have blonde facial hair, so it really doesn't, like, it's not noticeable I think to anyone but me, but I just find that when I wear makeup I like it to be clean and shaven, and these are probably the best facial razors I have found. I just really like this brand, and I know this is probably a weird one, but I shave my jawline, okay? I do also find that this helps with getting dry skin off. I like to run this across my forehead every now and again. This isn't really dermaplaning. If you want to get a good dermaplane, go to an esthetician to do that, but this does help sometimes get a little bit of my extra dry skin off if exfoliating. It's basically an exfoliator. I like these. They're really inexpensive. I think you can buy them off of Amazon, but you can also go to Tinkle's website, which again, weirdest name ever, but I do really like these. My next skincare favorite is one that I have raved about and talked about so many times on my channel, so if you are a longtime viewer, this won't be surprising at all probably, and that's my COSRX AHA BHA toner. I literally have gone through almost 10 bottles of this by now. This is the best toner if you have large pores and blackhead prone skin. This is definitely the best thing to get. AHA and BHA is basically, it's a clarifying toner that helps reduce the appearance of blackheads or reduce the accumulation of blackheads. It will also tighten your pores. It lightly exfoliates your skin, so if you have dry skin, this is also good. This is literally the best toner I've ever used. It is a little bit more expensive, but this is really what has changed my skin in the last year, especially because I think I've been using this exclusively for a year now. This has really just changed the game for me. This has changed everything about my skin and my skincare process. It's literally the best toner I've ever used. Next product is one that is replacing an old favorite. Now you guys know this year I am going cruelty free, so I'm in the process of a lot of my staples that weren't cruelty free. I'm trying to find replacements for. So one of the main ones was my Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. Was the way I removed my makeup. I don't like using makeup wipes because they're just not very eco-friendly, and I feel like it's really bad for your, I feel like if you have dry skin it tugs on your skin a lot. So I don't use makeup wipes. I tend to use a cleansing balm, then I go in with a cleanser and then a toner and all of that. So I've been on the hunt to replace my Clinique Take the Day Off Balm, and I think I found one that's pretty good. It's pretty comparable. The only difference is it's a little more affordable, but you get less product. So I'm trying to find if cost per value is the same, which I guess it doesn't really matter. I have found the Physicians Formula, the Perfect Matcha 3-in-1 Melting Cleansing Balm. This is a new product by Physicians Formula, and this was, I think, $14 for this, and it's actually really, really good. It hasn't broken me out. It hasn't clogged my pores. I would say it almost removes it as well as as the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. I think with the Clinique one I had to use less. I have to use a little bit more product with this guy, but this one does melt off your makeup. It's physician's formula, so it is drugstore, it is more accessible, and it's actually really good. And like I said, this is a newer product and I've really been enjoying this. Now this next item is a favorite currently, but it's also something that's in my collection that I will probably not repurchase for a very long time because it is the most expensive item in this entire favorites video. And it is the Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. We got this in our Boxyluxe in December and I started using it in January as my daytime moisturizer, and at first I wasn't that blown away. And then after about 2 weeks of using this, I have noticed such a difference in my freaking skin. Now I am lucky that I haven't developed too many fine lines, but the main area where I am developing fine lines is on my forehead, and mine aren't very pronounced yet. Maybe I'm just not very expressive. But I haven't developed very many fine lines on my forehead. I don't have any anywhere else. But regardless, this has actually helped diminish them even more. I feel like the skin on my forehead looks smoother in general. I do have a lot of texture there from my dry skin, and I just feel like overall my skin texture has gotten so much better. Now I'm not sure if this is supposed to be I don't know if this is supposed to help with texture. I do know it's supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles, and it definitely does that. I'm almost done with this. Like, I can see the bottom of the tub now, and I'm so sad because this is like an $80 moisturizer. Dang it, Boxyluxe. Like, I do want to eventually repurchase this because it's that good, but it's so expensive. This is something that I would have never bought on my own, but this is one I would highly recommend. Definitely recommend it. I wish I could afford to buy this again, but it's a little expensive for me, but definitely worth the price. It's so good. And then the last skincare item I have is another one that I bought recently because I was trying to replace a non-cruelty-free item in my collection. Now the last step in my skincare routine is to put on a sleeping mask, and the one I had before was by a Korean brand, and they weren't cruelty free from what I could find, so I was on the hunt to find a new one. And honestly, the Western market isn't that big on sleeping masks. There's a few, but most of them are like Korean inspired brands, and some of them aren't cruelty free. So I was on the hunt to find a good restorative, moisturizing, and anti-aging sleeping mask. Sleeping masks, I just need everything to be locked in, so I needed a sleeping mask. So I went on the hunt and I found one by Patchology, and it's the Restoring Night Cloud Mask Regenerating Sleeping Mask. Packaging is adorable. There's like little clouds all over it. The color is cute. It's just a really nice, aesthetically pleasing bottle, but the product inside, I've almost used all of it. As you can see, I'm below half. The fact that they call it a cloud mask is so appropriate. The first time I used this, like the first night I used this, I was so intrigued. It's like a whipped texture, and it goes on really thick. Now they say to put on a generous amount, and if you don't like sleeping masks, you definitely won't like this, but if you like feeling like everything is locked in moisturized, if you have dry skin especially, this is like my best friend. This, I think, has helped a lot with my texture, with my dryness. I think it's also helped with my fine lines even more. This is just such a good product. It's a little more expensive, but I feel like it was well worth it, and it's just something that I feel like is a necessity in my skincare routine. And I'm so glad I found this guy. Like, so happy I found this. It just goes on nice and thick, but it sinks in a good way. It doesn't feel like it's sliding around your face, and I wake up and my skin always looks so plump and beautiful, and I love it. Alright guys, so that was all of the skincare. Now we're going to move on to section 2, which is makeup. I'm gonna get the super obvious ones out of the way because, again, if you are a longtime viewer of my channel, then these will not be surprising. The first one is, of course, my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm only saying it like that because I feel like I talk about this jank so much. Like, I feel like I talk about this freaking bottle so much that she needs to get a cut of my YouTube revenue because I talk about her all the time. She is what is on my face today. I'm not wearing any foundation, just her and my Tiger Grass Camo Drops to neutralize my redness, but this is all I'm wearing on my skin as far as like coverage wise. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I know she's expensive, but I love it. I just love a bougie girl, you know? I honestly have sang the praises of this thing so many times. I have an entire video on this. Go watch it if you want to hear me praise this thing some more, but everyone knows that I love her. And the next item is another one that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It is what I'm wearing on my mouth, and it is my Lime Crime Plushies liquid lipstick in the color Turkish Delight. No one is surprised, are they? I love this lipstick so much, and it's not even just the color. Like, the color I feel like is a very, it's my lips but better color. It's so pretty, I freaking love it. But it's the formula of these lipsticks which has got me going. Now, you guys have heard me talk about how much I'm not really into liquid lipsticks here lately because they're drying and uncomfortable. This is not a liquid lipstick like that. This is literally, when you're putting this on, this is so liquidy. Like, when I first put this on the first time I ever used it, I was like, there's no way this is gonna dry down or look good. It's gonna be patchy. This is so liquidy when it goes on, and then it's like it literally adheres to the shape of your lips. It moves with your lips freely. I can feel it. It's not like it's completely lightweight to where you can't feel it, but it is not drying in the sense of other liquid lipsticks. And it's just, I don't know how to describe the formula of this liquid lipstick. It just goes on so well, so comfortable, long lasting. The color is opaque, and they smell good. They literally smell like candy, which, you know, added bonus. I don't really know why they put scent in things other than it just makes us all happy, but added bonus, it smells good. The packaging is really cute. I know, again, people have issues with Lime Crime, but I can't fault them for this liquid lipstick. Like, this jank is good. Why am I saying jank so much? Where did that come from? Next, a makeup item is one that I've talked about a few times here, and I've commented on other people's channels when I see them using this, and it's this guy. This is my JCat Luxe Pro powder. This is basically a highlighting, like a loose powder highlighter situation. So I wasn't sure I was gonna like this at first because I don't really like loose highlighters. But what I have found I do like this for. Now, I do like it as a highlight. I've been wearing it as a highlight almost all month. I'm not wearing it today, but I think all of my videos from this week so far, I've been wearing it as my highlight, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But what I love this for is mixing this with a loose powder, like just a plain matte translucent powder. Mix this in with it and then dust it all over your face. It's like a beautiful finishing powder. It creates a nice glow all over the skin. It can sometimes be very easy to go overboard with this. I have had the instance where I've walked outside and someone went, hey, your face is literally covered in glitter, and it was because I put too much of this in with my powder. So if you do it that way, be very careful. Otherwise, I've gotten a lot of compliments on my skin because of this. It just creates a nice luminous glow, and when you go outside, your skin just looks dewy and radiant and beautiful. If you have oily skin, you probably don't need to use something like this. If you do have dry skin like I do, this has been a serious lifesaver here lately, with my skin being extra dry. Also, it's super affordable. I think this entire thing was $4.99, and I haven't even, like, I don't even think I've made a dent in how much powder is in this. So this is like the best economic like purchase I've had in a really long time. I've used it as an inner corner highlight on my eyes, and it's really pretty. I've used it as a highlight. I've used it as an all over powder. It's beautiful. I bet this would look really pretty during the summer, dusted all over your skin as well. She's multifunctional and beautiful and affordable. She's like the opposite of Charlotte back there. Now, I think this next one shouldn't be much of a surprise either. I don't talk about this one quite as much, but my Dose of Color Desi and Katie lip glosses. Now, I do have the other one as well, but this one in particular is my absolute favorite. This is the lip gloss in the color Over the Top, and as you can see, I am almost done with it. She is below half, and I'm gonna be very sad when it runs out, but I'll probably purchase a backup. This is a clear glittery lip gloss, and the issue with most glittery lip glosses is they feel gritty. Now, I don't think there's any way that they can formulate a lip gloss with glitter in it where it feels like no glitter is in it. You know what I mean? So this does have a slight grit to it, but in comparison to some other glittery lip glosses, it feels less gritty on the mouth. It doesn't feel like you have sand coating your lip gloss, which I like. This one in particular, Over the Top, also I think just works on all skin tones. The other one I have can sometimes pull a little pinky and light colored, so I can't wear that one on its own as much, but this one I can wear by itself over a lipstick mixed with another lip gloss. I've worn this in so many ways, and it just makes my lips look so plump and beautiful, and I love it. This is one of my favorites. I don't know as much about Dose of Color's other lip gloss formulas, but if it's similar to this as far as like the texture of it, I definitely need to pick up some, because Formula-wise, it's not sticky. It doesn't clump together weird in the mouth, which I can't stand. And it stays for a really long time, so I don't feel like I constantly need to reapply this. The progress I've made on this is just because I freaking love it, not because I've had to reapply it 5,000 times because it disappears. It lasts really long, looks really pretty. Overall, this is bomb. I've just noticed looking at my stack of makeup that all of my items for the most part have some sort of luminousness to them. Again, dry skin girl, I'm trying to compensate. So this next item is definitely another one I've talked about a ton of you guys love it as well, and it's the Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself blush. This is one of their baked blushes, and my hummingbird is completely gone on the inside because I love this blush so much. This is a good highlight, a good blush. It's just beautiful. It's a good eyeshadow. I love everything about this blush. She's beautiful. I think if I'm remembering correctly, all of the previous videos from this week, I've been wearing this. I've refrained today and I put on a different blush, but I really wanted to wear this blush today. I even like using this over top of a matte blush just to give it more like as a blush topper situation, but I like it by itself as well. This is also another item that is super affordable and super good, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I might actually hit pan on a blush with this blush probably. I could see maybe by the end of the year, seeing that the hummingbird is completely gone. I don't know how deep the pan goes, but who knows? I might organically hit pan on a blush, which would be a first for me. This next item is a newer item to my collection, but it's one that I've really been enjoying. And I know there's a lot of controversy with this item, but for me, based on my experience went well, so I'm a little, you know, I'm a little biased. But this is my Cover FX face palette that came in this month's Boxyluxe. I love it. Now the controversy with this was that a lot of people didn't get the right shade. I did get mine in the light medium palette. I know a lot of people ended up not getting the right palette for their skin tone, and that's what the controversy has been. I didn't have that issue, so I, again, am a little biased because I got the right one. Now I feel bad talking about this, but I really love this palette. Now I haven't really dabbled in the blush or the highlighters quite as much, but the contour shade is really nice, and I have literally been loving the finishing powder and the brightening powder. I have it all over my face today, and I just think it helps give extra glow. There's a theme here. I like my skin to look glowy. It's just kind of the look I like to go for. I like it to look like smooth butter, okay? So this has really been helping. This finishing powder, I don't know what it is. It's some magical melter of all imperfections. I don't know what it does, but it somehow makes my skin just look really smooth and even. One of my hairs is trying to like attack my eye right now, but I love it. I have been reaching for this every day. This wasn't even in my everyday makeup container, but I wanted to use it so much that I just ended up putting it in there. So if you watch my Shop My Stashes, then you're gonna see this guy in there, and don't be confused. I rebelled and was like, I need to use this month, so I put her in. I love this palette. This is another item that is rather expensive in my collection, but once again, Boxyluxe spoiling me with expensive items that I would have never bought on my own. But I'm so glad it came in Boxyluxe and I got to try it because I love this palette. I love it so much. And then the last item I'm going to talk about today is another one that I've been recently raving about and I just can't get enough of them. It's the JCap Prismatic Chrome Mousses. I love these so much. I can't even stand how much I love these. That noise is obnoxious. These are better, in my opinion, than the ColourPop Super Shocks as far as metallic ones. Now, ColourPop does have some really nice like glitter toppers and all of that, but if you're talking about metallic ColourPop shadows, these beat them hands down. Hands down, these beat ColourPop Metallic Super Shocks. They're so good. These are even more affordable than ColourPop, and they're just so metallic and blinding and beautiful and creamy, and I just love them. How many times can I say I love these? I said it in I think my last video or my video before that, if you do not have any of these, go buy one. They won't break the bank, and you're welcome. And not welcome at the same time. I'm sorry I'm making you spend money, but this is the one time where I'm like, no, if you love like metallic lid colors, buy one of these. Please buy one of these. Please don't leave me alone in this joy. I need to share it with somebody, please. Probably the thing I love the most right now is these darn $2.99 cream shadows. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Alright guys, so that's everything. Those are all of my favorites from January to March. Those are the things I've really been loving and I've really been gravitating towards, and the ones that I just keep using over and over and over again, and I just want to keep using them over and over again. Those are all of the items that I've definitely just fallen in love with. So hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and hopefully that means I will see all of you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!